Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter.
Hi there guys, it's Adam Martin here, and welcome back to another episode of the Now Review. And for this instalment we're taking it to a more dancey scene, as you can see here, as we take a look at Now That's What I Call Club Hits, and Now That's What I Call Club Hits 2014. These two are quite an interesting type, I think, to look at, because as you can see, they clearly started this with the intention to maybe make it a yearly series, similar to Running or Party, and that didn't happen. And maybe looking at these albums, their track lists and all that sort of stuff, maybe we can suss out why. So I think to start with, we'll take a look at the one that came first, which is, of course, Now That's What I Call Club Hits. So looking at this album, this came out in 2013, and I do quite like the cover. It sort of echoes that club feeling and what a lot of club albums look like. It's very well designed, I do quite like it, nice colours and that. There's your spine, pretty simple. This copy's a bit battered, but that's alright, the discs all work brilliantly. So here is your track list, people like Martin Garrix, Avicii, Jason Derulo. So as you can see from this disc, a lot of this is very recent stuff, especially in 2013. Actually, a lot of these are 2013 now that I look at it. Tiny Temper's Trampoline's on here, which you don't often hear much nowadays. I've just lost it. There it is. It was sort of a song, wasn't that brilliant? All the Wrong Places by Example as well. Get Hyper by Droidica. Remember when KSI was on that? How funny, how times have changed. Here's CD2, and again, this is more like 2013 stuff by the looks of it, or like last few years at that point, sort of all modern club. And I get that, you know, they're not advertising this to be classic. Here we go down here, you know, Scream and Shout, Payphone, Don't Stop the Party. So yeah, just looking at all that, the vast majority of this, Sigh Gentleman, was that a club hit really? As you can see, this is basically a snapshot of the last few years in club hits, going from 2013, maybe back to 2010, 2009 at the most, but it's a very modern album. Now before I talk more about the track list, let's have a look inside. So we're going to flip open. There's this. Now this disc kind of reminds me of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Don't know why, lots of spinning lights, which works for the club stuff. It's a cool design, it's different, maybe not my favourite, but it's a neat design nonetheless. Here you've got an advert for Now 86, which was the most recent at the time, so this must have come out winter 2013. Now USA, which is a neat little album, and Now Movies, which is one of my favourite spin-offs. And looking at disc 2, same sort of style with the purple font, and this is back to light blue. Don't know why they kept two discs, one colour and the third different, just seems a bit odd. Those are your discs. Yeah, as I said, really interesting designs to them. Don't know much more I can say about that really, but you know, cool in their own way. So, I mean, what's to say about this album? If you like club hits, you'll like it, but here's the thing for me, guys. Now's definition of what is a club hit can be very loose. I mean, Sigh Gentleman, was that really a club hit? And I don't know, just some of these, they just seem more like pop hits with a bit of a emphasised beat, although I will say I do really like Lifted by Naughty Boy and Emily Sandé, but yeah, some of these, Die Young and Stronger, was Kelly Clarkson Stronger really a club hit? So I don't know how honest Now is being with themselves in categorising these, but I mean, if you like sort of dancey or dance vibe music, then you aren't really going to go wrong. This one was a Music Magpie purchase, I think again about £2.50, £3. You can find it in second-hand stores, although I've noticed for some reason it's a bit more highly priced. I think I saw it in a CEX once for £6 or £7. Don't know why, but yeah, Music Magpie is probably the way to go for this one. But right, that's now club hits aside, so let's scooch you on over, and we will have a look, if I can get it out, at Now That's What I Call Club Hits 2014. So now Club Hits 2014. The cover's kind of similar to the first one. They've added the 2014 moniker, honestly, not much different to say there. There's your spine, typical spine. Tracklist has looked a bit different, sort of this paragraph style, which I think is a bit messier. I kind of prefer them in columns, but... And I mean, as you can see again, from what you can see, it's just a lot of 2014 hits, obviously, which makes a lot more sense. Again, definition of club hits can be a bit sort of maligned here, like Word Up by Little Mix, was that really in the clubs? I struggle to think so. Looking on the inside, oh, the screen's tinted a bit there, why is that? Sorry about the screen tint. It's blue and yellow disc, a lot more boring than the first one. Out now, you can get Now 88, this was summer 2014, Now Chilled, nice little album, and Now Drive. Check nowmusic.com for the full range. And discs have different colours to them, which is nice, but again, a bit of a boring design. The reason why I'm sort of skimming through this is because there's not much to say about it, really, not in my opinion. Again, there is some definite club hits on there, but Now's definition of what makes a club hit, I think, can be a bit jaded and a bit biased almost. It makes me wonder, could they get the rights, or did they just sort of ignore what was a club hit and just go for what they found popular with a dance beat? It's hard to say, really. This one was a CEX purchase, again, just a couple of pounds. Well, it was when I bought it. I don't know if it's gone up or down. You can get this from Music Magpie, all those sorts of retailers as well. But again, I think on the whole, guys, being completely honest, these two albums, if you like your club music, your dance music, then it's worth picking up. If you're just getting into Now, I'd avoid them for the time being. This is not where you should be starting at all. Start with much better spin-offs, in my opinion. But obviously, collectors, you're going to grab it. I mean, for what they're worth, they're fine, but they're not one of the impressive ranges of spin-offs. And I think that's why it's clear it didn't go on. It just sort of didn't offer that much different from the norm. A lot of those hits as well, you can find on either other spin-offs at the time or just other numbered Now albums in the main series. So when most of your tracks are spread across other compilations, you kind of render these ones a tiny bit redundant. Having said that, I do enjoy parts of these, but honestly, only get these if you really want them, or if you really like club music. If you're being selective about what Now albums you pick up, these two, sadly, really aren't worth it. And that is all for this instalment of the Now Review. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, leave a comment, share the video around, subscribe to the channel, check out all the other videos, and until the next one, I will see you guys next time.
Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Jem Pringle, Hooks Media, Ben Freeman, Ethan Carberry-Holt, Brittany Fan 1999, For You Ladies, Maxine Jackson 2, Bruce Danton, Cooking at Nans and DIY, The Broken Kitsumanoid, and Francine Salazar, our AMTV staff members.